ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुर्वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सात्वजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितां सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादां सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरकृषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश राधाकान्त नमस्ते। सप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतयोधस्य कृपा सिन्धुवैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, all the devotees present over here. We are here for the Bhagavatam study circle, and today we'll be reading the chapter 11 of first canto Srimad Bhagavatam. Chapter 11 is Lord Krishna's entrance into Dwarika. Text 1. Sutta Goswami said, upon reaching the border of his most prosperous metropolis, known as the country of the Anarthas, Dwarka, the Lord sounded his auspicious conch shell, heralding his arrival and apparently pacifying the dejection of the inhabitants. Text 2. The white and the fat bowled conch shell, being gripped by the hand of Lord Shri Krishna and sounded by him, appeared to be reddened by the touch of his transcendental lips. This it seemed that a white swan was playing in the stems of red lotus flowers. Text 3. The citizens of Dwarka, having heard that sound which threatens fear personified in the material world, began to run towards him fast, just to have a long desired audience with the Lord, who is the protector of all devotees. Text 4 to 5. The citizens arrived before the Lord with their respective presentations, offering them to the fully satisfied and self-sufficient one, who by his own potency instantly supplies others. These presentations were like the offering of a lamp to the sun, yet the citizens began to speak in ecstatic language to receive the Lord, just as wards welcome their guardian and father. Text 6. The citizen said, O Lord, you are worshipped by all demigods like Brahma, the four sunners, and even the King of Heaven. You are the ultimate rest for those who are really aspiring to achieve the highest benefit of life. You are the supreme transcendental Lord, and inevitable time cannot exert its influence upon you. Text 7. O Creator of universe, you are our mother, well-wisher, Lord, Father, spiritual master, and worshipable deity. By following in your footsteps, we have become successful in every respect. We pray, therefore, that you continue to bless us with your mercy. Text 8. Oh, it is our good luck that we have come again today under your protection by your presence. For your Lordship really visits even the denizens of heaven. Now it is possible for us to look into your smiling face, which is full of affectionate glances. We can now see your transcendental form, full of all auspiciousness. Text 9. O lotus eyed, whenever you go away to Mathura, Vrindavan, or Hastinapur to meet your friends and relatives, every moment of your absence seems like millions of years. O infallible one, at that time our eyes become useless as it is bereft of sun. Text 10. O Master, if you live abroad all the time, then we cannot look at your attractive face, who smiles when fish all our sufferings. How can we exist without your presence? Upon hearing their speeches, The Lord, who is very kind to the citizens and the devotees, entered the city of Dwarka and acknowledged all their greetings by casting his transcendental glance over them. Text 11. As Bhogavati, the capital of Nagloka, is protected by the Nagas, so was Dwarka protected by descendants of Vrishni, Bhuja, Madhu, Dashar, Arha, Kukura, Andaka, etc., who were as strong as Lord Krishna. Text 12. The city of Dwarkapuri was filled with the opulences of all seasons. There were hermitages, orchards, flower gardens, parks, and reservoirs of water breeding lotus flowers all over. Text 13. The city gateway, the household doors, and festooned arches along the roads were all nicely decorated with festive signs like plantain trees and mango leaves, all to welcome the Lord. Flags, garlands, and painted signs and slogans all climb to shed the sunshine. Text 14. The highways, surveys, lanes, markets, and public meeting places were all thoroughly cleansed and then moistened with scented water. And to welcome the Lord, fruits, flowers, and unbroken seeds were strewn everywhere. In each and every door of the residential houses, auspicious things like curd, unbroken fruit, sugar cane, and full water pots with article for worship, incense, and candles were all displayed. Text 16 and 17. On hearing that the most dear Krishna was approaching Dwarka Dham, magnanimous Vasudev, Akrura, Ugrasen, Balram, the superhumanly powerful, Pradyumna, Charudeshna, and Samba, the son of Jamvati, all extremely happy, abundant resting, sitting, and dining. Text 18. They hastened toward the Lord on chariots with Brahmanas bearing flowers. Before them were elephants, emblems of good fortune. Conch and bugles were sounded, and Vedic hymns were chanted. Thus they offered their respects, which were saturated with affection. Text 19. At the same time, many hundreds of well known prostitutes began to proceed on various vehicles. They were all very eager to meet the Lord, and their beautiful faces were decorated with dazzling earrings, which enhanced the beauty of their foreheads. Text 20. Expert dramatists, artists, dancers, singers, historians, gynecologists, and learned speakers all gave their respective contributions, being inspired by the superhuman pastimes of the Lord. Thus, they proceeded on and on. Text 21. Lord Krishna, the personality of Godhead, approached them and offered due honor and respect to each and every one of the friends, relatives, citizens, and all other who came to receive and welcome him. Text 22. The Almighty Lord greeted everyone present by bowing his head, exchanging greetings, embracing, shaking hands, looking and smiling, giving assurance and awarding benedictions even to the lowest in rank. Text 23. Then the Lord personally entered the city, accompanied by elderly relatives and invalid brahmanas with their wives, all offering benedictions and singing the glories of Lord. Others also praised the glories of Lord. Text 24. When Lord Krishna passed over the public roads, all the ladies from the respective families of Dwarka went up to the roofs of their palaces just to have a look at the Lord. They considered this to be the greatest festival. Text 25. The inhabitants of Dwarka were regularly accustomed to look upon the reservoir of all beauty, the infallible Lord, yet they were never satiated. Text 26. The Lord's chest is the abode of the goddess of fortune. His moonlight face is the drinking vessel of eyes which hanker after all that is beautiful. His arms are the resting places for the administrative demigods, and his lotus feet are the refuge of pure devotees who never talk or sing of any object except his lordship. Text 27. As the Lord passed along the public road of Dwarika, his head was protected from the sunshine by the white umbrella. White feathered fans moved in semicircle, and showers of flowers fell upon the road. His yellow garments and garlands of flowers made it appear as if dark clouds were surrounded simultaneously by sun, moon, lightning, and rainbows. Text 28. After entering the house of his father, he was embraced by the mother present, and the Lord offered his obeisances unto them by placing his head at their feet. The mothers were headed by Devaki, the real mother. Text 29. The mothers, after embracing their son, sat him on their lap due to pure affection. Milk sprang from their breasts. They were overwhelmed with delight, and the tears from their eyes wetted the Lord. Text 30. Thereafter, the Lord entered his palaces, which were perfect in the fullest extent. His wives lived in them, and they numbered over 16,000. Text 31. The queens of Lord Shri Krishna rejoiced within their minds to see their husband home after a long period abroad. The queens got up at once from their seats and meditations. As was socially customary, they covered their faces shyly and looked about coyly. Text 32. The insuperable ecstasy was so strong that the queens who were shy first embraced the Lord in the innermost recesses of their heart, then they embraced him visually, and then they sent their son to embrace him, which is equal to personal embracing. But, O chief amongst the Bhrigus, though they tried to restrain their feeling, they inadvertently shed tears. Text 33. Although Lord Shri Krishna was constantly by their sides as well as exclusively alone, his feet appeared to them to be near and near. The goddess of fortune, although by nature always restless and moving, could not uh, quit the Lord's feet. So, what woman can be detached from those feet, having once taken shelter of them? Text 34. The Lord was pacified after killing those kings who were burdensome to the earth. They were puffed up with their military strength, their horses, elephants, chariots, infantry, etc. He himself was not a party in the fight. He simply created hostility between the powerful administrators and those fought amongst themselves. He was like the wind which causes friction between bamboos and so sparks a fire. Text 35. That supreme personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna, out of his causeless mercy, appeared on this planet by his internal potency and enjoyed himself amongst competent women as if he were engaging in mundane affairs. Text 36. Although the queen's beautiful smiles and furtive glances were all spotless and exciting, and although they could conquer Cupid himself by making him give up his bow in frustration, and although even the tolerant Shiva could fall victim of them, still, despite all their magical feats and abstractions, they could not hesitate the senses of the Lord. The common materialistic conditioned souls speculate that the Lord is one of them. Out of their ignorance, they think that the Lord is affected by matter, although he is unattached. Text 38. This is the divinity of the personality of Godhead. He is not affected by the qualities of material nature, even though he is not in contact with them. Similarly, the devotees who have taken shelter of the Lord do not become influenced by the material qualities. Text 39. The simple and delicate woman truly thought that Lord Krishna, their beloved husband, followed them and was dominated by them. They were unaware of the extent of the glories of their husband, as the atheists are unaware of him as the supreme controller. Hare Krishna devotees, anyone can continue from here. Yeah, chapter
मैं पढ़
12.
लेता हूँ प्रभु जी। हरे कृष्ण।
पढ़िए प्रभु।
हरे बोल।
पढ़िए प्रभु जी, हरे कृष्णा।
आवाज आ रही है?
बिल्कुल आ रही है।
आवाज आ रही है?
बिल्कुल आ रही है प्रभु जी।
जी जी, मैं पढ़ लेता हूँ ये वाला चैप्टर। Birth of Emperor Parikshit. Text 1. The sage Sanaka said, the womb of Uttara, mother of Maharaj Parikshit, was spoiled by the dreadful and invincible Brahmastra weapon released by Aswathama. But Maharaj Parikshit was saved by the Supreme Lord. Text 2. How was the great Emperor Parikshit, who was a highly intelligent and great devotee, born in that womb? How did his death take place? And what did he achieve after his death? Text 3. We all respectfully want to hear about him, Maharaj Parikshit, to whom Sukadev Goswami imparted transcendental knowledge. Please speak on this matter. Text 4. Sri Sutta Goswami said, Emperor Yudhishthira administered generously to everyone during his reign. He was exactly like his father. He had no personal ambition and was freed from all sorts of sense gratification because of his continuous service unto the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna. News. Text 5. News even reached the celestial planes about Maharaj Yudhishthira's worldly possessions, the sacrifices by which he would attain a better destination, his queen, his stalwart brothers, his extensive land, his sovereignty over the planet Earth, his fame, etc. Text 6. O Brahmanas, the opulence of the king was so enchanting that the denizens of heaven aspired for it. But because he was absorbed in the service of the Lord, nothing could satisfy him except for the Lord's service. Text 7. O son of Bhrigu, Sanaka, when the child Parikshit, the great fighter, was in the womb of Mother Uttara and was suffering from the burning heat of the Brahmastra thrown by Aswathama, He could observe the Supreme Lord coming to him. Text 8. He, the Lord, was only thumb high, but he was all transcendental. He had a very beautiful blackish infallible body, and he wore a dress of lightning yellow and a helmet of blazing gold. Thus he was seen by the child. Text 9. The Lord was enriched by 4 hands, earrings of molten gold, and eyes blood red with fury, as he loitered about, his club constantly encircling him like a shooting star. Text 10. The Lord was thus engaged in vanquishing the radiation of Brahmastra just as the sun evaporates a few drop of dew. He was observed by the child who thought about who he was. Text 11. While thus being observed by the child, the Supreme Lord Personality of Godhead, the super soul of everyone and the protector of the writers, who stretches in all directions and who is unlimited by time and space, disappeared at once. Text 12. Thereupon, when all the good signs of the zodiac gradually evolved, the heir apparent of Pandu, who would be exactly like him in prowess, took birth. Text 13. King Yudhishthira, who was very satisfied with the birth of Maharaj Parikshit, had the purificatory process of birth performed. Learned Brahmanas headed by Dhaumya and Kripa recited auspicious hymns. Text 14. Upon the birth of a son, the king, who knew how, where, and when charity should be given, gave gold, land, villages, elephant, horses, and good food grains to the Brahmanas. The learned, text 15, the learned Brahmanas, who were very satisfied with the charities of the king, addressed him as the chief among the Purus, and informed him that his son was certainly in the line of descent from the Purus. Text 16. The Brahmanas said, this spotless son has been restored by the all powerful and all pervasive Lord Vishnu, the personality of Godhead, in order to oblige you. He was saved when he was doomed to be destroyed by an irresistible supernatural weapon. Text 17. For this reason, this child will be well known in the world as one who is protected by the personality of Godhead. O most fortunate one, there is no doubt that this child will become a first class devotee and will be qualified with all good qualities. Text 18. The good king Yudhishthira inquired, O great souls, will he become a saintly, a king, appears in his very name, and as famous and glorified in his achievements as others who appeared in this great royal family? Text 19. The learned Brahma said, O son of O son of Pratha, this child shall be exactly like King Ishvaku, the son of Manu, in maintaining all those who were born. And as for following the Brahminical principles, especially in being true to his promise, he shall be exactly like Rama, the personality of Godhead and son of Maharaj Dashrath. Text 20. The child will be a munificent donor of charity and protector of the surrendered, like the famous King Sibi of the Ushinira country. And he will expand the name and fame of his family like Bharata, son of Maharaj Dushyanta. Text 21. Among great bowmen, this child will be as good as Arjuna. He will be as irresistible as fire and as surpassable as the ocean. Text 22. ऊपर कर दीजिए, प्रभु जी. Thank you. Text 22. This child will be as strong as a lion and as worthy as shelter as the Himalaya mountains. He will be forbearing like the earth and as tolerant as his parents. Text 23. This child will be like his grandfather Yudhishthira or Brahma in equanimity of mind. He will be munificent like the lord of the Kailasha hills Shiva, and he will be the resort of everyone like the supreme personality of Godhead Narayana, who is even the shelter of the goddess of fortune. Text 24. This child will be almost as good as Lord Sri Krishna by following in his footsteps. In magnanimity, in magnanimity, he will become as great as King Rantideva, and in religion, he will be like Maharaj Yayati. Text 25. This child will be like Bali Maharaj in patience, a staunch devotee of Lord Krishna like Prahlad Maharaj, a performer of many Ashwamedha sacrifices, and a follower of the old and experienced men. Text 26. This child will be the father of kings who will be like sages. For world peace and for the sake of religion, he will be the chastiser of the upstarts and the quarrelsome. Text 27. After hearing about his death, which will be caused by the bite of a snake bird sent by a son of a Brahmana, he will get himself freed from all material attachment and surrender unto the personality of Godhead taking shelter of him. Text 28. After inquiring about proper self knowledge from the son of Vyasadeva, who will be a great philosopher, he will renounce all material attachment and achieve a life of fearlessness. Text 29. Those who were expert in astrological knowledge and in performance of the birth ceremony instructed King Yudhishthira about the future history of his child. Then, being sumptuously remunerated, they all returned to their respective homes. Text 30. So his son would become famous in the world as Parikshit, examiner, because he would come to examine all human beings in his search after that personality whom he saw before his death. Thus he would come to constantly contemplate him. Text 31. As the moon in its waxing fortnight develops day after day, so the royal prince Parikshit very soon developed luxuriantly under the care and full facilities of his guardian grandfathers. Text 32. Just at this time, King Yudhishthira was considering performing a horse sacrifice to get freed from sins incurred from fighting with kinsmen, but he became anxious to get some wealth, for there were no surplus fund outside of fines and tax collections. Text 33. Understanding the hearty wishes of the king, his brothers, as advised by the infallible Lord Krishna, collected sufficient riches from the north left by King Maruta. Text 34. By those riches, the king could procure the ingredients for 3 horse sacrifices. Thus, the pious King Yudhishthira, who was very fearful after the battle of Kurukshetra, pleased Lord Hari, the personality of Godhead. Text 35. Lord Shri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, being invited to the sacrifices by Maharaj Yudhishthira, saw to it that they were performed by qualified Brahmanas, twice born Brahmanas. After that, for the pleasure of the relatives, the Lord remained a few months. Text 36. O Sanaka, thereafter the Lord, having bade farewell to King Yudhishthira, Draupadi, and other relatives, started for the city of Dwarka accompanied by Arjuna and other members of the Yadu dynasty. Hare Krishna.
मैं कंटिन्यू करता हूँ चैप्टर 30. Dhritarashtra quits home. Text 1. Shri Sukadeva Goswami said, while traveling on a pilgrimage, Vidura received knowledge of the destination of the self from the great sage Maitreya, and then returned to Hastinapur. He became as well versed in the subject as he desired. Text 2. After asking various questions and becoming established in the transcendental loving service of Lord Krishna, Vidura retired from putting questions to Maitreya Muni. Texts 3 and 4. When they saw Vidura return to the palace, all the inhabitants, Maharaj Yudhishthir, his younger brothers, Dhritarashtra, Satyaki, Sanjaya, Kripacharya, Kunti, Gandhari, Draupadi, Shubhadra, Uttra, Kripi, and many other wives of the Kauravas, and other ladies with children, all hurried to him in great delight. It so appeared that they had regained their consciousness after a long period of time. Text 5. With great delight, they all approached him. As if life had returned to their bodies, they exchanged sentences and welcomed each other with embraces. Text 6. Due to anxieties and long separation, they all cried out of affection. King Yudhishthir then arranged to offer sitting accommodations and a reception. Text 7. After Vidru was sumptuously and took sufficient rest, he was comfortably seated. Then the king began to speak to him, and all who were present there listened. Maharaj Yudhishthira said, "My uncle, do you remember how you always protected us, along with your mother, from all sorts of calamities? Your partiality, like the wings of a bird, saved us from poisoning and arson." Text 9. While traveling on the surface of the earth, how did you maintain your livelihood? At which holy places and pilgrimage sites did you render service? Text 10. My lord, devotees like your good self are very holy places personified, because you carry the personality of Godhead within your heart. You turn all places into places of pilgrimage. Text 11. My uncle, you must have visited Dwarka. In that holy place are our friends and well-wishers, the descendants of Yadu, who are always wrapped in the service of Lord Sri Krishna. You might have seen them or heard about them. Are they all living happily in their abodes? Text 12. Thus, being questioned by Maharaj Yudhishthira, Mahatma Vidur gradually described everything he had personally experienced except news of the annihilation of the Yadu dynasty. Text 13. Compassionate Mahatma Vidur could not stand to see the Pandavas distressed at any time. Therefore, he did not disclose this unpalatable and unbearable incident, because calamities come of their own accord. Text 14. Thus Mahatma Vidur, being treated just like a godly person by his kinsmen, remained there for a certain period just to rectify the mentality of his eldest brother, and in this way bring happiness to all the others. Text 15. As long as Vidur played the part of a Shudra, being cursed by Manduka Muni, Aryama officiated at the post of Yamraj to punish those who committed sinful acts. Text 16. Having won his kingdom and observed the birth of one grandson, completed to continue the noble tradition of the family, Maharaj Yudhishthira reigned peacefully and enjoyed uncommon opulence in cooperation with his younger brothers, who were all expert administrators to the common people. Text 17. Insurmountable eternal time imperceptibly overcomes those who are too much attached to family affairs and are always engrossed in their thought. Text 18. Mahatma Vidur knew all this, and therefore he addressed the Dhritarashtra saying, "My dear king, please get out of here immediately. Do not delay. Just see how fear has overtaken you." Text 19. This frightful situation cannot be remedied by any person in this material world. My lord, it is the Supreme Personality of Godhead as eternal time, Kal, that has approached us all. Text 20. Whoever is under the influence of Supreme Kal, eternal time, must surrender his most dear life, and what to speak of other things such as wealth, honor, children, land, and home.
हरी बोल सौरभ प्रभु, हरी बोल।
जी प्रभु जी।
तो जी आप मतलब शायद वहाँ
सुन
पे
पा
कुछ
रहे हैं?
नेटवर्क इशू लग रहा है। हाँ वही है, लेकिन थोड़ा आपकी आवाज़ बीच में भाई कई बार कट रही है। मतलब शायद आपके यहाँ पे कोई नेटवर्क इशू लग रहा है, मतलब बहुत बार कट रही है बीच में आवाज़। ऐसे करिए ना, क्या हो रहा है मतलब।
अभी आ रहा है?
हाँ ज्वाइन कर।
जी जी प्रभु जी, आप एक बार एयरप्लेन मोड ऑन कर मतलब ऑफ करके ऑन कर दीजिए, ठीक हो जाएगा।
ऑलराइट, ठीक है
जी
जस्ट
जी हम
एक मिनट।
जी जी
बाकी डिवोटीज मतलब अगर आवाज़ क्लियर नहीं आ रही, कुछ आ रही है, आप तो वो बोलना चाहिए ना। मुझे लग रहा है मुझे अकेले को नहीं आ रही है, तो मैं कुछ बोल भी नहीं पा रहा हूँ मतलब
मेरे को भी वैसा ही
अगर आप
लगा कि
लोगों को
ना,
नहीं आ रही है
मेरे
तो
को लग रहा है मेरे
ଏତିକି
इंटरनेट
ପରେ
की वजह से
3
ऐसा
ମିନିଟ୍
है।
ୱାଚମ୍ୟାନ୍ ତାଙ୍କର ଆସୁନଥିଲା ଆବାଜ,
सुन पा
ତାଙ୍କର
रहे
ବି
हैं?
ମାନେ ଅବିଟା କ୍ଲିୟର ନଥିଲା।
तो एक बार ग्रुप में कम से कम चैट करके कंफर्म कर सकते हैं कि भाई कहीं मेरी अकेले की दिक्कत है या सामने वाले की दिक्कत है।
अभी आ रहा है क्या?
जी जी अभी क्लियर है, अभी क्लियर है।
क्लियर है ना? क्या हुआ था बीच में?
वो ऐसा हो रहा था
बहुत
कि
आवाज़
आपका
कट
आवाज
रही थी, फ्लक्चुएशंस हो रहे थे, ब्लर
पॉइंट
ब्लर हो रहा
फाइव
था
एक्स में
अभी।
चल रहा था, फिर 2x में चल रहा था, ऐसा हो रहा था।
हाँ बीच में रुक भी जा रहा था।
जी जी
और
अभी
मुझे
ठीक है,
लगता
अभी
है
आ
प्रभु
रहा
जी
है।
आप थोड़ा माइक थोड़ा मतलब डिस्टेंस में पकड़े हैं शायद, आप थोड़ा उसको क्लोजली पकड़िए थोड़ा, तो मतलब ज्यादा थोड़ा स्लो मतलब आपका वॉइस आ रहा था।
नहीं नहीं, मेरा माइक ही नहीं है, मेन बात ये है कि
अच्छा अच्छा, ओके ओके देन, ओके ठीक है,
Okay.
तो अभी
ओके देन,
करना
ऑल
पड़ेगा,
राइट।
क्या प्रॉब्लम?
ना आपका अभी भी थोड़ा इशू आ रहा है
अभी
शायद,
भी
मुझे लग रहा है अभी।
नहीं, अभी इशू तो अभी भी है प्रभु।
हम्म।
नहीं, आप चेक करिए उतना, मैं हम एक काम करते हैं। हाँ, कोई और भी पढ़ सकते हैं तब तक।
टेक्स्ट 21 अभी आ रहा है या?
हाँ, पढ़िए।
Your father, brother, well-wishers, and sons are all dead and passed away.
नहीं प्रभु,
You
अभी
yourself
वैसा लग
मुझे
रहा है
कुछ
मुझे,
have
अभी वही।
experienced the major roads.
कंटिन्यू करें तो बेटर होगा थोड़ा।
ठीक है,
नहीं
सो
प्रभु जी,
कोई
अच्छा।
और कंटिन्यू कर लेने दो, है ना?
हाँ जी, हाँ जी।
आवाज कौन पढ़ेंगे? रुपेश को आप पढ़ रहे हैं क्या?
नहीं, अगर नया कोई अगर आए हैं तो उनको बोलिए, प्रॉब्लम नहीं तो मैं पढ़ लेता हूँ,
अभिषेक
प्रॉब्लम नहीं है।
अभिषेक प्रभु आप पढ़ेंगे क्या?
ओके प्रभु,
अभिषेक
मैं
प्रभु जी
कंटिन्यू
आप पढ़
करता
रहे
हूँ।
हैं क्या?
हाँ, मैं कंटिन्यू कर रहा हूँ। Text 21. Your father, brother, well-wishers, and sons are all dead and passed away. You yourself have expended the major portion of your life. Your body is now overtaken by invalidity, and you are living in the home of another. Text 22. You have been blind from your very birth, and recently you have become hard of hearing. Your memory is shortened, and your intelligence is disturbed. Your teeth are loose, your liver is defective, and you are coughing up mucus. Text 23. Alas, how powerful are the hopes of a living being to continue his life. Verily, you are living just like a household dog and are eating remnants of food given by him. Uh, Text 24. There is
कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
no. क्लियर नहीं आ रहा क्या वॉइस?
नहीं क्लियर है।
नहीं,
ये क्या है, धृतराष्ट्र को बोल रहे हैं क्या?
हाँ, ये विदुर स्टेटमेंट दे रहे हैं ना धृतराष्ट्र से।
ये तो चैस्टाइज कर रहे हैं प्रभु जी, ये स्टेटमेंट थोड़ी दे रहे हैं। बहुत खराब बोल रहे हैं उनको।
असलियत बता रहे हैं।
यस प्रभु, उनको रियलाइजेशन हो जाए इस कारण से।
रिबोला यू कैन कंटिन्यू
ठीक है, मैं कंटिन्यू करता हूँ। टेक्स्ट 24. There is no need to live a degraded life and subsist on the charity of those whom you tried to kill by arson and poisoning. You have insulted their married wife and usurped their kingdom and wealth. Text 25. Despite your unwillingness to die and your desire to live, even at the cost of honor and prestige, your miserly body will certainly dwindle and deteriorate like an old garment. He is called undisturbed. Text 26. He is called undisturbed who goes to an unknown, remote place and freed from all obligations. Quit his material body when it has become useless. Text 27. He is certainly a first class man who awakens and understands, either by himself or from others, the falsity and misery of this material world, and thus leaves home and depends fully on the personality of Godhead residing within his heart. Text 28. Please therefore leave for the north immediately without letting your relatives know. No, for soon that time will approach which will diminish the good qualities of man. Text 29. Thus Maharaj Dhritarashtra, the scion of family of Ajamidha, firmly convinced by the introspective knowledge Pragya, broke at once the strong network of familial affection by his resolute determinism. Thus, he immediately left home to set out on the path of liberation, as directed by his younger brother Vidur. Text 30. The gentle and chaste Gandhari, who was the daughter of King Subal of Gandhar, followed her husband, seeing that he was going to the Himalaya mountain, which are the delight of those who have accepted the staff of the renounced order like fighters who have accepted a good lesson from the enemy. Text 31. Maharaj Yudhishthir, whose enemy was never born, performed his daily morning duties by praying, offering fire sacrifice to the sun god, and offering obeisances, grains, cows, land, and gold to the Brahmanas. He then entered the place to pay respects to the elderly. However, he could not find his uncles or aunt, the daughter of King Subal. Text 32. Maharaj Yudhishthir, full of anxiety, turned to Sanjay, who was sitting there, and said, O Sanjay, where is our uncle who is old and blind? Text 33. Where is my well-wisher Uncle Vidur and Mother Gandhari, who is very afflicted due to all her son's demise? My uncle Dhritarashtra was very mortified due to the death of all his sons and grandsons. Undoubtedly, I am very ungrateful. Did he therefore take my offences very seriously and, along with his wife, drown himself in the Ganges? Text 34. uh, when my father when my father Pandu fell down and we were all small children, these two uncles gave us protection from all kinds of calamities. They were always our good well wishers. Alas, where have they gone from here? Text 35. Sut Goswami said, because of compassion and mental agitation, Sanjay, not having seen his own master, Dhritarashtra was aggrieved and could not properly reply to Maharaj Yudhishthir. Text 36. First, he slowly pacified his mind by intelligence and wiping away his tears and thinking of the feet of his master, Dhritarashtra. He began to reply to Maharaj Yudhishthir. Sanjay said, text 37, Sanjay said, my dear descendant of the Kuru dynasty, I have no information of the determination of the two uncles and Gandhari. O king, I have been cheated by those great souls. Text 38. While Sanjay was thus speaking, Sri Narad, the powerful devotee of the Lord, uh, appeared on the scene carrying his tumbaru. Maharaj Yudhishthir and his brother received him properly by getting up from their seats and offering obeisances. Text 39. Maharaj Yudhishthir said, O great personality, I do not know where my two uncles have gone, nor can I find my ascetic aunt who is grief stricken by the loss of all her sons. Text 40. You are like the captain of a ship in the great ocean, and and where ah, you are like a captain of a ship in the great ocean, and you can direct us to the to our destination. Thus addressed the godly personality Devarsi Narad, greatest of the philosopher devotees, began to speak. Text 41. Sri Narad said, O pious king, do not lament for anyone, for everyone is under the control of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, all living beings and their leaders carry on worship to be well protected. It is He only who brings them together and disperses them. Text 42. As a cow bound through the nose of a long rope is conditioned, so also human beings are bound by the different Vedic injunctions and are conditioned to obey the orders of the Supreme. Text 43. As a player sets up and disperses his playthings according to his own sweet will, so the supreme will of the Lord begins men together and separates them. Text 44. O king, in all circumstances, whether you consider the soul to be an eternal principle or the material body to be perishable, or everything to exist in the impersonal absolute truth, or everything to be an explicable combination of matter and spirit. Feeling of separation are due only to illusory affection and nothing more. Text 45. Therefore, give up your anxiety due to ignorance of the self. You are now thinking of how they, who are helpless, poor creatures, will exist without you. Text 46. This gross material body, made of five elements, is already under the control of eternal time, Kal, action, karma, and the modes of material nature, guna. How then can it, being already in the jaws of the serpent, protect others? Text 47. Those who are devoid of hands are prey for those who have hands. Those devoid of legs are prey for the four-legged. The weak are the subsistence of the strong, and the general rule holds that one living being is food for another. Text 48. Therefore, O king, you should look to the Supreme Lord only, who is one without a second, and who manifests himself by different energies and is both within and without. Text 49. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, in the guise of all devouring time, Kala Roop, has now descended to the earth to eliminate the envious from the world. Text 50. The Lord has already performed his duties to help the demigods, and he is awaiting the rest. You Pandavas may wait as long as the Lord is here on earth. Text 51. O king, your uncle Dhritarashtra, his brother Vidur, and his wife Gandhari have gone to the southern side of the Himalaya mountains, where there are shelters of the great sages. Text 52. The place is called Saptasrota, divided by seven, because there are waters of the sacred Ganges were divided into seven branches. This was done for the satisfaction of the great rishis. On the bank of at Saptastrot, Dhritarashtra is now engaged in beginning Ashtang Yoga by bathing three times daily in the morning, noon, and evening, by performing the Agnihotra sacrifice with fire, and by drinking only water. This helps one control the mind and the senses and frees one completely from thoughts of familial affection. Text 54. One who has controlled the sitting postures, the yogic asanas, and the breathing process can turn the senses toward the absolute personality of Godhead and thus become immune to the contaminations of the modes of material nature, namely mundane goodness, passion, and ignorance. Text 55. The thrust will have to amalgamate his pure identity with, with intelligence and then merge into the Supreme Being with knowledge of his qualitative oneness as a living entity. With the Supreme Brahman being freed from the blocked sky, he will have to rise to the spiritual sky. Text 55. He will have to suspend all the actions of the senses, even from outside, and will have to be impervious to interactions of the senses, which are influenced by the modes of material nature. After renouncing all material duties, he must become immovably established beyond all sources of hindrances on the path. Text 57. O king, he will quit his body most probably on the fifth day from today, and his body turn to ashes. Text 58. While outside observing her husband, who will burn in the fire of mystic power, along with his thatched cottage, his chaste wife will enter the fire with rapt attention. Text 59. Vidur, being affected with delight and grief, will then leave that place of sacred pilgrimage. Text 60. Having spoken thus, the great sage Narad, along with his Veena, ascended into outer space. Vidur kept his instructions in the heart and so was able to get rid of all lamentations. कोई प्रभु जी और कोई कंटिन्यू करिए.
मैं कंटिन्यू करता हूँ. हरे कृष्णा प्रभु.
जी ब्रो,
आवाज आ रही है आपको क्लियरली?
बिल्कुल आ रही है.
ठीक है, मैं कंटिन्यू करता हूँ. Chapter 14, The Disappearance of Lord Krishna. Text 1. Srila Shuta Goswami said, Arjuna went to Dwarka to see Lord Sri Krishna and other friends and also to learn from the Lord of his next activities. Text 2. A few months passed and Arjuna did not return. Maharaja Yudhishthira then began to observe some inauspiciousness, women which were fearful in themselves. Text 3. He saw that the direction of eternal time had changed, and this was very fearful. There, what clearly देखा जाना चाहिए. Block है ये जुड़ जाएगा. ये ऊपर करिए. Page study के ऊपर. There were disruptions in the seasonal regularities. The people in general had become very greedy, angry, and deceitful, and he saw that they were adopting some foul means of livelihood. Text 4. All ordinary transactions and dealing become polluted with cheating, even between friends, and in familial affairs, there was always misunderstanding between fathers, mothers, and sons, between well-wishers and between brothers, even between husband and wife. There was also strain and quarrel. Text 5. In the course of time, it came to pass that people in general become accustomed to greed, anger, pride, etc. Maharaja Yudhishthira, observing all these women, spoke to his younger brother. Text 6. Maharaja Yudhishthira said to his younger brother Bhishma Sena, I sent Arjuna to Dwarka to meet his friend and to learn from the personality of Godhead Shri Krishna of his program of work. Text 7. Since he departed, 7 months have passed, yet he has not returned. I do not know factually how things are going there. Text 8. Is he going to quit his earthly pastimes as Devashi Narada indicated? Has, has that time already arrived? Text 9. From him only all our kingly opulence, good wives, lives, progeny, control over our subjects, victory over our enemies, and future accommodation in higher planets have become possible. All this due to his causeless mercy upon us. Text 10. Just see, O man with a tiger strength, how many miseries due to celestial influence, earthly reactions, and bodily pains, all very dangerous in themselves, are forbidding danger in the near future by diluting our intelligence. Text 11. The left side of my body, my thighs, arms, and eyes, all are all quivering again and again. I am having heart palpitation due to fear. All these indicate undesirable happenings. Text 12. Just see, O Bhima, how the she-jackal cries at the rising sun and vomits fire, and how the dog barks at me fearlessly. Text 13. O Bhishma Deva, tigers amongst men, now useful animals like cows are passing me on my left. ठीक है, ऊपर करिए. ठीक है, ऊपर करिए पेजটা. Passing on my left side, and lower animals like the asses are circumambulating me. My horses appear to weep upon seeing me. Text 14. Just see, the pigeon is like a messenger of death. The shrieks of the owls and the rival crows make my heart tremble. It appears that they want to make a void of the whole universe. Text 15. Just see how the smoke encircles the sky. It appears that the earth and mountains are throbbing. Just hear the cloudless thunder and see the bolts from the blue. Text 16. The wind blows violently, blasting dust everywhere and creating darkness. The clouds are raining everywhere with bloody disasters. Text 17. The rays of the sun are declining and the stars appear to be fighting amongst themselves. Confused living entities appear to be ablaze and weeping. Text 18. Rivers, tributaries, ponds, reservoirs, and the mines are all perturbed. Water no longer ignites fire. What is the extraordinary? What is this extraordinary time? What is going to happen? Text 19. The calves do not suck the teats of the cows, nor do the cows give milk. They are standing, crying, tears in their eyes, and the bulls take no pleasure in pasturing grounds. Text 20. The deities seem to be crying in the temple, lamenting and preserving this spring. They seem about to leave. All the cities, villages, towns, gardens, mines, and hermitages are now devoid of beauty, bereft of all happiness. I do not know what sort of calamities are now awaiting us. Text 21. I think that all this earthly disturbance indicates some great loss to the good fortune of the world. The world was fortunate to have been marked with the footprints of the lotus feet of the Lord. The sign indicates that this will be no longer. Text 22. O Brahmana Shaunaka, while Maharaja Yudhishthira observing the inauspiciousness signs on the earth at that time was thus thinking to himself, Arjuna came back from the city of Yadus, Dwarka. Text 23. When he bowed at his feet, the king saw that his dejection was unprecedented. His head was down and tears glided from his lotus eyes. Text 24. Seeing Arjuna pale due to heartfelt anxieties, the king, remembering the indication of the sage Narada, questioned him in the midst of the friends. 25. Text 25. Maharaj Yudhishthira said, O my dear brother, please tell me whether our friends and relatives such as Madhu, Bhoja, Dashara, Araha, Sattva, Andhaka, and the family members of Yadu family are all passing their days in happiness. In my text 26, is my respectable grandfather Shurasena in a happy mood, and are my maternal uncle Vasudeva and his younger brothers are doing well. Text 27. His 7 wives headed by Devaki are all sisters, and are they and their sons and daughters. Okay, approve करिए. Daughters are happy, are all happy. Text 28, 29, 29, 29. Are Ugrasena, whose son was the mischievous Kamsa, and his younger brother still living. Are Hridika and his son Kartavarma happy? Are Akrura, Jayanta, Gada, Sharana, and Tarujita, Tarujita, Tarujit all happy? How is Balaram, the personality of Godhead and the protector of the devotees? How, text 30. How is Pradyumna, the great general of Vanshi family? Is he happy? And is Aniruddha, the plenary expansion of the personality of Godhead, faring well? Text 31. Are all the chieftain sons of Lord Krishna, such as Susena, Charu, Charudeshana, Shamba, the son of Jambavati, and Rishabha, along with their sons, all doing well? Text 32 and 33. Also Shutradeva, Uddhava, and others, Nanda, Shunanda, and other leaders of the liberated soul who are constant companion of the Lord are protected by Lord Balarama and Krishna. Are they all doing well in their respective functions? Do they, who are all eternally bound in friendship with us, remember our welfare? Text 34. Is Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who gives pleasure to the cows, the senses and the Brahmanas, who is very affectionate towards his devotees, enjoying the pious assembly at Dwarkapuri, surrounded by his friends. Text 35 and 36. The original personality of Godhead, the enjoyer, and Balarama, the primeval Lord Ananta, as staying in the ocean of the Yadu dynasty for the welfare, protection, and general progress of the entire universe, and the members of the Yadu dynasty being protected by the arms of the Lord are enjoying life like the resident of the spiritual sky. Text 37. Simply by administrating comforts at the lotus feet of the Lord, which is most important of all services, the queens at Dwarka headed by the Satyabhama induced the Lord to conquer the demigods. Thus, the queen enjoyed things which are prerogatives of the wives of the controller of the thunderbolts. Text 38. The great heroes of the Yadu dynasty, being protected by the arms of Lord Sri Krishna, always remain fearless in every respect, and therefore their feet trample over the Dharma assembly house, which the best demigods deserved by, but which was taken away from them. Text 39. My brother Arjuna, please tell me whether your health is all right. You appear to have lost your bodily luster. This is due to others disrespecting and neglecting you because of your long stay at Dwarka. Has text 40 has some addressed you with unfriendly words or threatened you? Could you not give charity to one who asked, or could you not keep your promise to someone? Text 41. You are always the protector of deserving living beings such as Brahmanas, children, women, Brahmanas, children, cows, women, and the diseased. Could you not give them protection when they approach you for shelter? Text 42. Have you contacted a woman of impeachable character, or have you not properly treated a deserving woman, or have you been defeated on the way by someone who is inferior or equal to you? Text 43. Have you not taken care of the old men and boys who deserve to dine with you, or have you left them and taken your meals alone? Have you committed some unpardonable mistake which is considered to be abominable? Text 44. Or is it that you are feeling empty for all time because you might have lost your most intimate friend, Lord Krishna? Oh my brother Arjuna, I can think of the no other reasons for your becoming so dejected. Hare Krishna. How keep audible?
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु 7:30 हो रहा है तो आज के लिए यहीं तक रखें। 4 चैप्टर पढ़ा है आज हम लोगों ने।
जी प्रभु जी।
देखिए
कल तक
कोई कुछ
खत्म
कह
हो
रहा था, आवाज
जाएगा
नहीं आई।
शायद
हरि बोल।
फर्स्ट कैंटो।
थोड़ा
मैं
है।
सोच रहा हूँ शायद कल तक खत्म हो जाएगा
हाँ
कैंटो
कल
1।
तक
कितने चैप्टर्स हैं इसमें?
टोटल
और
19 है शायद।
कल खत्म हो जाएगा। 19 है तो हाँ कल खत्म हो
19।
जाएंगे। आज 14 में 15, 16, 17, 18, 19।
हाँ 5 कर लेंगे कल। हाँ हो जाएगा।
फर्स्ट कैंटो तो फिर बहुत मोटा दिखता है, वो उसमें ज्यादा परपट लग रहा है।
परपट ज्यादा है।
मुझे एक्चुअली
एक्चुअली
परपट
चैप्टर
पढ़ना
1
चाहिए
बहुत बड़ा है परपट।
क्योंकि एक हम लोग जो पढ़ रहे हैं उससे मतलब परपट
कौन से जा रहे
पढ़ेंगे
हैं
तो तभी बहुत तेज जा रहे हैं ब्रो, मतलब तेज मतलब बहुत तेज जा रहे हैं। सच बात तो यही है।
पूरे 12 कैंपस कंप्लीट
धीरे पढ़े क्या?
समरी पढ़ते पढ़ते जा रहे हैं ना, तो ऐसा लग रहा है कि टच कर कर जा रहे हैं पूरा एकदम।
आई थिंक उसमें जो परपट है प्रभु जी काफी जरा मतलब 3-3, 4-4 पेजेस का है एक एक परपट।
वो तो पहला 2-3
नहीं वो सिर्फ बस फर्स्ट चैप्टर में खाली है वो।
हाँ
फर्स्ट चैप्टर में ज्यादा है परपट, बाकी ग्रेजुअली कम है।
तो पढ़ते हैं ना,
लेकिन फिर भी बहुत बड़ा है।
पढ़ते चलते हैं फिर।
टोटल 1000 पेजेस का है फर्स्ट कैंटो।
नहीं यहाँ पे परपट पढ़ेंगे तो बहुत टाइम लग जाएगा, 1 साल लग जाएगा। तो हम लोग यही अपना ट्रांसलेशन ही कंटिन्यू करते हैं। परपट में बोल रहा हूँ, हम लोग घर में अपने मतलब पर डे एक पढ़ सकते हैं।
कर सकते हैं हाँ। 1 घंटे में परपट नहीं हो पाएगा।
1 घंटे में नहीं होगा, आराम से उसके लिए 2.5-3 घंटे चाहिए।
ठीक है
प्रभु जी। ओके
ऑलराइट।
ग्रंथ श्रीमद् भागवतम की
जय।
जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। निताई गौर प्रेमानंद।